Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Triple R Ryan's Real Reaction, rocking the spooky cat ghost shirt today in honor of Halloween fastly approaching. I will be dressing up here soon on the channel for Halloween. Today's video that we are watching is titled Johnny Depp's Lawyer Rips Apart Amber Heard's Expert Witness Cross-Examination. This is Ben Chew doing his thing. Here we go. Let's watch Ben Chew this guy apart, shall we?
And to what level of confidence do you hold the opinions you just provided to the jury?
To a reasonable degree of scientific certainty.
Thank you, Mr. Schnell. I have no further questions.
All right, cross-examination.
This is supposed to be Amber Heard's best witness. See how good they are.
Sir, this is the first time that you've testified as an expert as in the field of statistical and forensic analysis of social media, isn't it?
I've consulted on litigation for it, but it never got to testimony. That's correct.
This is your first testimony.
Testimony, yes.
Right. And you've never been involved in a defamation case before.
That's correct.
Okay. And you're being compensated for your time here today and the work you did, correct?
Berkeley Research Group is being compensated, yes.
He's got that bougie water. Whenever you see somebody drinking water out of a glass bottle, especially now in 2025, they're doing okay financially, let me tell you that.
$600 an hour.
That's what they're getting paid.
Right.
Ooh,
And
$600
you're
an
aware
hour.
that Mr. Depp is being sued based on allegedly defamatory statements. What are the dates of those statements?
What an incredible goatee this guy has. I mean, he makes a mountain goat look silly. Incredible.
My understanding is there was something around April 8th, I believe April 27th and June 24th, somewhere in the end of June.
Almost my
Okay.
birthday. Does anybody else do that when they hear a date that's close to their birthday, like a couple days, they just think, ooh, that has to do with me.
So, and where do you understand those statements to have resided?
In the public media.
In any particular article or?
I didn't consider that.
All right. So you're not offering an opinion on how widely the articles that contain those statements were read?
That's correct.
And you're not offering an opinion as to how many people actually saw the language that's been attributed to Mr. Waldman?
Only a minimum number of people who could have seen it based on the tweets that referenced him.
Okay. And you don't know even where those references appear in the articles?
I'm not sure what you mean.
There are statements by Mr. Waldman that appear in articles. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you know in what portion of the articles the statements appear?
I've looked at the articles, and from that, I've seen where they appear.
And where, in general, do they appear?
These are always funny because it's like a game of chess. It's like trying to see who can make a flub first, you know? Who can be rattled first? Who's going to get in each other's head first? It's so funny. It's just like a game of tennis, just back and forth, waiting for somebody to just hit it to the left out of bounds, and then they can strike, you know?
Till the end, what's your sense?
That I'm not sure of. I mean, the ones I looked at on the 6th and 7th, I think they were
6, 7.
towards the top.
All right. So you testified that you reviewed a number of hashtags that you deemed were negative towards Ms. Heard. That's right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the four you picked, at least the negative ones, Justice for Johnny Depp, that's from one of them, right?
That's right.
Amber Heard is an abuser.
Wow.
That's one of them.
That was trending, huh?
That is one of them.
We just don't like you, Amber.
That's we just don't like you, Amber. That's kind of how I feel watching this trial. This has nothing to do against man or woman. This is just a human being that is clearly a bad person and a liar.
That's one of them?
That is one of them.
And the last one was Amber Turd, right?
Oh my gosh. I've probably watched about 13 or 14, 15 or so of these videos, and I have yet to actually hear someone call her Amber Turd. To hear a respected lawyer be able to say Amber Turd is absolutely incredible. This is already one of the greatest videos I've watched. I've got to rewind. If you're this dude right here, how do you not burst out laughing?
Amber. That's one of them?
That is one of them.
And the last one was Amber Turd, right?
That is another one.
He's definitely holding in a laugh.
Okay. And
Amber
these four
Turd is
hashtags
crazy.
you identified and searched for, you have
Oh, I love it, man. I love that the people were trending Amber Turd. That's just incredible.
you don't believe they have any connection, or you testified
Oh
that
my goodness,
you have
that
no
made me
connection to these three Waldman statements.
Wow.
The hashtags aren't connected to Waldman, right?
Well, I did an additional analysis that did show how many of those had Waldman connected to them, and I found that 1 out of 4 of them did.
Right. But when you were deposed, you were asked whether these were related, these particular hashtags were related to any of the Waldman statements, and you said no at that time.
I said more than that. I said I didn't know, and then I said I'm basing I'm looking at Mr. Banya's opinion where he says they would be if they were in large number, and I'm adopting his opinion and agreeing with him that they must be connected.
So you're adopting.
It's also just crazy. Like I've said before, I'm 35, so I've been pre-internet and internet, and like it's just crazy to even be watching. I know this is older. This is almost 4 years old at this point. But just hearing the word hashtag and tweets and things like that used in a court of law is still mind blowing to me. Back when Twitter first started, I was on Twitter in like 2009 when it first was a thing, and like I used to beg people to be on it so they could follow me, and then just seeing it now in this day and age where like just Amber Turd hashtag and tweets and this, and it's just so interesting how far the internet has come.
An opinion that hasn't been rendered in this case yet by anybody but you.
Well, I know that Mr. Banya
Has testified.
Okay, what I'm saying is I know that Mr. Banya's disclosure says that
Banya.
he is expected to come to that opinion.
All right. But the only person who's ever expressed this opinion to date in this courtroom is you, correct?
I wouldn't know. I haven't watched everything. I've watched a bit.
So
but
you're adopting your own opinion.
no, I'm adopting the opinion that I read in Mr. Banya's disclosure.
All right. And that's not the opinion you had during your deposition.
I think I did make reference in my deposition to what Mr. Banya said, and that I agreed with it.
All right. And you
Please just say Amber Turd again. Make my day.
indicated in deposition you didn't take into account
I know that that's not going to happen again because once they're not good, but still, the one was great.
statements made in the media, correct?
Made in what? I couldn't hear.
You said you did not take into account in your analysis statements made in the media.
Media. Yes, in the analysis where I gathered data and decided which data to gather, I did not take into account statements in the media.
All right. So you looked at data, you produced charts, you did analysis relating to the data, but you had no reason at the time you did this to consider any particular statements. Isn't that true?
That's true. I think that's an appropriate scientific methodology to not to first gather as much data as possible and then drill down on the data.
All right. And the Twitter data you
This
collected,
is like a Big Bang Theory argument, like Sheldon arguing against
it shows that the 4 hashtags
someone here.
you identified
Oh my God, is he going to say it again?
were in existence before Mr. Waldman made the first statement in April 2020, right?
That's correct.
Right.
in very small number.
So basically, the witness is saying that, you know, Johnny's team were the ones that, you know, got these hashtags going and trending. And then he's, you know, Ben Chew is saying, that's not true, said the Chew. That's not true. They were already there. But he's basically like, well, no, only a small number. Meaning like there were only a couple people tweeting about it. But the point is, if it existed and Waldman didn't start it, then what's the issue?
But justice for Johnny Depp has been around since 2013, correct?
That sounds correct.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's going to say it
Amber
again.
Heard is an
He's going to say Amber Turd again.
abuser, and Amber Turd first appeared in 2016, correct?
People have been tweeting Amber Turd since 2016.
I don't recall, actually.
Look at this lady right there. She's loving it.
Right. Do you recall if there was any portion of Mr. Waldman's statement that made any reference to Amber Turd?
Not that I've seen.
Oh my God, that's 3 times. This is the greatest thing I've ever witnessed. Also, how is Amber not laughing? This lady loves it. This lady is me. And maybe this lady with the mask. Maybe that's why she's wearing the mask, so that she can laugh.
Right. People can form a negative view of Ms. Heard without reading Mr. Waldman's statements, correct?
People can form a negative opinion of anyone without reading anything. That's correct.
That's exactly what he means by that, so you just proved his point.
And you didn't consider whether there was negative publicity around Ms. Heard other than the Waldman statements?
Well, what I did was to report on correlation with these hashtags and certain search terms in particular. I wasn't trying to read anyone's mind as to why they used them.
You didn't form any opinion that of the million plus tweets that you looked at were connected in some way to Mr. Waldman's statements.
I did eventually, yes.
You did eventually after you read somebody else's report relative to testimony that hasn't been given here.
Well, I did it before my deposition.
All right. You have a demonstrative that counsel played for you. Can we put up plaintiff's 1901 again? This is yours, right?
Correct.
Yeah. The biggest spikes.
Okay, what are we looking at here? Hashtag comparison. So we have Johnny Depp as a liar. I stand with Amber Heard. Amber Heard and his abuser. Justice for Amber Heard. Johnny Depp is a wife beater. Amber Turd is the one I'm laughing at. We are with you, Amber Heard. We just don't like you, Amber. Johnny Depp is an abuser. Justice for Johnny Depp. Okay, so now they're going through this here. We got The Stand premiere. The Stand TV series ends. Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer release. Zack Snyder's second release. Gully trailer release. So just different things that will spike this.
By far the biggest spikes here are attributable to what hashtag?
Justice for Johnny Depp hashtag.
Yeah. And there are spikes that existed considerably before Mr. Waldman's statement. You were asked about that by counsel?
One of them did. That was the date that Mr. Waldman leaked the audio tape.
The biggest spike was before the statements.
Right, the date he leaked the audio.
And then there were many statements that, or there are many hashtags, or uses of the hashtag, that follow the statements.
You'll have to be more specific.
Well, so you looked at 1.2 million of these.
Also, maybe this isn't Ben Chew. Is Ben Chew the guy sitting down? Well, that's certainly not him. Well, that is the... Okay, so I was wrong. I'm sure some of you are like, Ryan, you're an idiot. Okay, well, we know Camille. How the heck do I find this male? How do I find this guy's name? I want to give him credit. It's not Ben Chu. I feel bad now. Wait, is this him? No. Somebody will know. Please, somebody in the comments. Who is this man's name? He's doing a great job. This is Ben Chu. Once again, I'm sure half of you were like leaving not mean comments, but Ryan, you idiot. I knew that one of the male guys was named
These
Ben Chu.
hashtags, right?
Right.
In your chart, didn't
As always, Elaine looking lost. Every time I look at Elaine,
right?
Right.
she's always just like looking around like she can see a mosquito in the distance, you know? And you're just like, is that a mosquito?
In your chart, didn't 980,000 of these plus belong to Justice for Johnny Depp?
That sounds about right. You'd have to show me, but I'll take your word for it.
Actually, sir, according to my calculations, it was 986,000. So you're a little bit off of the quadrant there. If you move the decimal point over 0.1, it kind of feels like that's where we're going with this.
All right. But the vast majority of them were Justice for Johnny Depp.
A majority of them were.
Well, it wasn't the majority so large that you had to draw another chart.
The reason for drawing another chart is because the numbers were high at particular points, so you wouldn't be able to see the other hashtags.
So the other ones were so obsolete, he's basically saying, that it didn't matter.
Right. Literally, this is your chart, and all of the other activity at the bottom you can barely see in comparison
insignificant.
to the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp.
Right, as I testified, you can barely see them because of the spikes in the Justice for Johnny Depp hashtag, but when you look at the other chart, you can see that those others are still very large numbers.
So you're not offering any opinion as to what caused these spikes.
That's correct.
Right. So you're not opining as to why these spikes are there.
I'm only talking about correlation.
Right. You're talking about a mathematical connection.
That's right.
Right. And you don't purport to be in anybody's head such that you know why they did a particular post with a particular hashtag.
That's correct.
All right. There's a second spike that appears to be in July of 2020.
Yes, the pointer was pointing to a different one, but yes.
Yeah. Were you aware there was a trial in?
You could tell that dude that's on the stand right now as Amber Heard's witness is the type where you'd be like, I'm feeling good. And you'd be like, well, it's actually technically you'd be saying you're feeling I'm feeling well. Or like, like if you're arguing in text form, and they would do like the the apostrophe, like if you spelled something wrong. Like, you misspelled this word. Don't actually has an apostrophe. So if you're going to come to me, then actually make sure you're spelling right.
In the UK in 2020?
I'm aware.
And in July?
You're saying it was in July?
No.
I do like though that there was a slight spike for Amber Turd. July 2020, right there. Very small blip, but it's there.
But as of the time of that spike, there was publicity around a trial, correct?
I don't know how much publicity there was. I know the trial was going on then.
All right. There are a number of things called out in your chart relative to particular dates, December 17th, February 11th, February 14th. You see all those?
I do.
And your chart makes absolutely no reference to and does not identify the dates of any of the Waldman statements, does it, sir?
No, it doesn't call those out, if that's what you're asking.
It calls out a whole bunch of other dates, but nothing relative to the Waldman statements.
Correct.
I think that's for a reason, because it probably doesn't play into his argument very well.
All right. All right. At some point, you ran searches for additional search terms: hoax, fraud. I think you said fake. And then you don't know why those terms appeared, do you?
I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Are you asking me?
You could not perform a scientific analysis of the reason why those terms appeared in the tweets you were looking at.
Right. I could only show mathematical correlation.
Right. You could show a correlation, but you don't have any idea why they're there.
I can't get into people's heads.
Right. And just because the tweet contains one of the terms does not mean the tweet was in some way prompted by Mr. Waldman, right?
Well, there are a few things I searched for. The ones you just mentioned, and then the Waldman and Waldmignon terms. So, it's not that big a stretch to say that it's related to Mr. Waldman if it's his name and Waldmignon or Minion.
Minions! Tonight, we steal the moon.
Wait a minute. Is the new standard, it's not that big a stretch?
No.
Or the
I'm trying to speak.
I'm
trying to.
certainty, right?
Yes.
All right. So you're not suggesting that you know
Yes, this guy backtracking a ton.
why Mr. Waldman's name appear in any of these tweets?
He's basically just making educated guesses based off of mathematics. And Johnny Depp's lawyer is saying, right, but you can't verify that. This is just, it's an educated guess, which is not good enough for legitimate, actual, proven facts.
Well, if you look at the tweets that have Waldmignon, and I looked at a large sample of them.
Just a large sample was 2,000 out of 1,000,002.
No, I looked at more than that of these. But that's another thing that I wouldn't expect to be in controversy. When people are saying that they're part of the Wald Minions or things like that.
Wald Minions.
I would expect everybody to agree without arguing that it has to do with Mr. Waldman.
And nobody asked whether it had to do with Mr. Waldman. I'm wondering, how do you know that it had anything to do with Mr. Waldman's statements?
Right.
But I was under the impression, I was informed that nobody really knew who Mr. Waldman was before all of this. So I wouldn't expect it to be anything else. I didn't think it was in controversy.
It wasn't in controversy whether everyone knew who Mr. Waldman was? Is that your testimony?
No, I'm saying it wasn't in controversy that that if somebody was suddenly talking about him, that it had to do with this case.
All right, but again, it's not, did it have to do with this case? It's, did it have to do with the allegedly defamatory statements? You have no idea, do you, sir?
I can't get into anyone's mind. I can only talk about the science of it.
Right.
This man can't just say no, or he can't just say correct. I don't. Well, sir, I'm not a psychic, so right. But can you just say yes or no? I can't be in your brain, sir. Right? Can you? Yes, no, correct, wrong. Well, I'm not someone that can tell the future, sir. Right? Can you? Okay, but how about this? Yes, no. How about that? Just yes or no. Well, I can't predict things, sir.
And so you identified all of these hashtags as negative towards Miss Heard, right?
Right.
Justice for Johnny Depp is not negative towards Miss Heard, is it?
True. It's just positive for Johnny Depp.
No, but the tweets that use that hashtag are.
No, but the hashtag itself, the hashtag that predominates through your analysis is not, in fact, negative towards Miss Heard.
I'm not opining on the hashtag itself. I'm talking about the tweets that contain that hashtag.
But the hashtag itself is not negative.
That's not part of my opinion, one way or the other.
But do you have an opinion as to whether justice for Johnny Depp is a good thing?
That's not part of my assignment.
Okay, but you'll agree.
It's not part of your assignment to have an opinion. I was not paid to have an opinion. This dude just won't admit that he's wrong.
With me, justice in general is a good thing?
Big fan of justice.
All right, me too. No further questions.
Big fan of justice. Me too, you idiot.
All right, redirect.
Even Elaine and Amber smiling on that one.
Okay, yes, sir.
Well, that was great. I just wish I knew this damn lawyer's name. It wasn't in the description or anything either. Oh, my goodness. Fantastic. All right. The fact that we heard Amber Turd 3 times in this video, if you don't give this video a like, I'll be really sad. That was fantastic. That was incredible. Oh, my goodness. All right. If you made it to the end of the video, of course, like it. Leave some comments down below. Some other things you want me to cover in this trial, as there are, of course, hundreds of videos that I haven't yet. Check out the whole playlist to see everything I have covered on here. I'll put that in the description. Subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss my uploads Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And be sure to hype the video if you have any hype points left. That's it for me, though. Once again, it's almost Halloween. I'm excited for it. I got my little jack-o'-lantern tattoo there that I've always had. I have my Tommy John scar under it, but I'm a big Halloween guy, so that's it. As we continue our long journey into the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, like I've told you before, this is going to go on for a long time on this channel, so those that enjoy it, it'll keep coming, I promise. That being said, though, that is it for me here on Triple R, Ryan's Real Reactions. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Please don't bother me while I'm watching true crime. Peace out.